Yeah, good morning. This is Bang Bang Rahul. Drugs, yeah. I started my drugs, a long time ago. I was on coke for quite some time. Then from coke, I used to do quite a lot, an ounce maybe, ounce every week with my pals. Without a shadow of a doubt, I do it easy, no problem. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. And then I moved to a place called Brentford Docks. I was in the docks down there and met a girl called Aria and her friends and got onto the crack. I was on the crack for 8 years. 8 years. I've done absolute fortunes on crack, and I've done some dangerous things on crack. What crack makes you do, makes you, well, completely not in this world, in cloud cuckoo land, really. It makes you like King Kong. When I done the warehouse, car following warehouse place, I was like a King Kong. It made me like crazy. I was just an animal gone mad. I couldn't control myself. It takes over you. It makes you a completely different person to what you are. You cannot be trusted. The worst thing in the world about any drugs, especially crack and heroin, especially heroin, opiates, my God, that you can't be trusted in that at all. You're just a person that can't be trusted. I don't know about grass is concerned, but mate, you can't put that, but that person can't be about with you. If you've got any watches, rings, diamonds, anything, money, that'll go. If it's in front of him, that'll go. He would take it one way or the other. He'll find a way to take it. He go through your drawers. He got everything. You can't trust anybody in your house who's on crack, cocaine, or on heroin. You got to, mate, you got to be on them 24/7. Yeah, they can't be trusted. Then money is the biggest trigger of all drugs. Money and walking down the road where there's drug dealers or seeing drug dealers, they're all triggers. They're all triggers, but the money is the most important part of it. Without money, you can't buy drugs. So therefore, you got to go out and get it. You must go out and get it. It seems when I was on crack, I had lots of money anyway. Lots of money, but it went. I've done 14 grand in 2 or 3 days, right, in the Radisson at Walden big hotel with some girls, yeah. Crazy, mad. And then I had to walk home. I got a cab, but walked half the room and got a cab. The rest I couldn't. Then I had to borrow money off my mum to pay the cab. Crazy, because listen, if you got £10, £20 in your pocket, you're going to spend it on crack. If you've got £100, £1,000, you're going to spend it on crack. If you've got £10,000, £20,000, £50,000, you're going to smoke it on crack. That's what happens. You smoke everything on crack. You can't be trusted. You really, really can't be trusted. And these people, right, now I was on crack on this bit of work, yeah. I got an IPP down to it. I got an IPP down to crack cocaine, right. I got in prison. I said to myself, no way, mate, it's not for me. I can't handle this, mate. I ain't having it no more. I trained every day. Trained. I've done press-ups, sit-ups, only maybe 2 or 3 press-ups, couple of sit-ups, but I got outside on the mopping all the landing, never stopped scrubbing on my hands and knees, doing everything I could to get it out of my system. Wound up doing 100 press-ups, 200 press-ups, 50, 60 sit-ups at a time, keep going, and then got more and more, got it out of my system. Went into a drugs unit in the scrubs, realised what it's all about, what these people are, and I was one of them people. You're no good, mate. You're nothing. You're no good. And then when he come out, when I went to the Mount, I put me under psychology and a big drugs unit, big drugs turn out, yeah. But they had me on there for about, 3 months, 4 months, and could see that I was finished with it, mate. It was all over. I would never touch it again. And this is how it is today, 20 years later. I've not touched a drug. I might be on heart things, I might be on those, or an aspirin now and again. That's me. I don't touch any other drugs. And it's not for me, mate. It ruined my life. It ruined the people I was with. I had good people went around me. We broke up as my mates. The best person in the world at that time was my mate Mickey. But drugs took control. And then you think to yourself, you know, you hear bits and pieces and this, that and the other. And what drug does to you, right? If you've got a mobile phone and you're on crack or you're on brown, you need that crack and you need that brown. I mean, I've never touched anything like brown or opiates, never in a million years. Just crack. I suffered the come down of crack. But if you're on a lot of people out there are on crack, get on the brown or the opiates to come down, to bring them back down again. If they can't get it, they get in a terrible state. They look at their faces, they're all like that, all like that. That's how their faces are, the eyes are up there, the jaws are going like that. And it's just, they don't realise what they're doing, they don't realise what they're saying. They can't not be trusted. They're the worst people in the world. They cannot be trusted around money. You just can't trust them. They're not untrustworthy. And when someone says, I'm on detox, well, why are you on detox? Because you should have been on detox when you was in prison. If you've done a big sentence in prison, mate, and you're on drugs, and they put you in a drugs unit, and you pass all your drug courses and everything, and you come out and start back on drugs, you're not worth the fucking ground you walk on, mate. You're a complete out and out wally. You know what I mean? Honestly. There's loads out there who do the exact same thing. They get on it and they can't control it. They come out of prison, they go straight back on it. Straight back on it. Why? Why would you want to go on something that's give you a big sentence in the first place, makes you skint, makes you got no money at all around you? I can have a bag of sand, a monkey in my place, and will not touch it. If I had that when I was on the drugs, mate, I'd be gone in one day, be finished. And then what? You're in the right bad way, right bad state. Listen, don't trust anybody who's on drugs. Don't trust anybody who's definitely on crack or on the brown, more so on the brown. If they're on the brown, they come down, you can't trust them, mate. Don't. If they make me laugh. If someone's in prison and done 20 or 30 years in prison, or 10 years or 15 years in prison, what I've done, right? And you come out and go back on drugs, you just as well go back in prison, mate, because you're going to go back in prison. You wait and see. But if you come out and stay off drugs, you will stay off drugs forever. You'll be straight, mate. You'll never go back in prison again. You'll be all right. When they go, I come out and I couldn't handle it, so I had some drugs, and now I'm back in the rehab. They ain't back in the rehab. You can't get in the rehab out here, mate. You're on the street. You can't get on the rehab out here. You're on the street. Because when you're on the street, you get money. You get money, and that's a trigger. And that trigger makes you take drugs. So when they go, I'm on a rehab, I'll go, listen, there ain't there's people with money that go to rehab places like the Priory. They stay in there for 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer, and they even can't get off it, mate. All that crap about rehab. Rehab's a load of shit. Believe me, when people go, I'm on a rehab now, I ain't never going to take drugs again, rehab. You have a laugh, ain't you? Listen, prison, if you can't get off of drugs in prison, you ain't getting off of drugs anywhere. Believe. Prison is a place where you can get drugs like that. Easy as anything. But you can't do anything in there. You can't do anything. You can't go and get yourself a bird or whatever you like. You can't go out and have a good night or a good drive. You're just in there, mate. Vegetating, becoming a mess, running around, making teas, coffees for people, making their bed, running around doing other things, you know. They're doing all sorts of things for crack or for heroin. It's a terrible thing, mate, in prison. I've seen it. I've seen people in prison do some terrible things on drugs, just for their drugs. Mate, I've seen people turn into raving puffs over drugs. I'm serious, I'm joking. 24/7, mate. 24/7. Oh, can you get us a bag, please? Do anything for a bag. And then they do anything for a bag. There's people that love it. They love to give them a bag. They love it. Listen, mate. Believe me, yeah? Believe me when I say this. Anybody on drugs that comes out of prison, personally, myself, yeah? Not about other people, how they feel, about personally myself. I think they're complete waste of time. I think that they're going to go back in prison in a minute. I think they don't stop lying. They don't stop nicking things. That's what happens. There's loads out there. I've got pals. I've got mates on drugs now. I won't go nowhere near them, mate. I stay well away from them. I don't go nowhere. I don't want to be near them. I've got one mate that takes a drug now and again. He's a good pal of mine. He wouldn't nick a tanner of me, mate. You can trust him. But, mate, he ain't on the brown. You got in that brown, you didn't catch the fish. You get on the crack, that crack really, really heavy. You didn't catch the fish. You know, people got to learn out there, mate. You got to learn out there. No point talking that big time trying to be taters. No point in being a big gangster. You think you're a gangster now. Fuck off, you're not gangster. You're on the crack and on the brown. You're just a nobody, mate. Get off of it. Whoever you are out there, get off of the drugs. They're no good. You're going to wind up getting big prison sentences. Doing things you never want to do. Sucking people's willies and all that. Just a bit of crack, bit of heroin. Stop it. Keep off of the crap. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe. And good morning.